Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Hopefully, you guys are doing fantastic. JR in the house. How's it going, my friend? Welcome. Great to have you. Great to see you here, brother. So, today we're going to be taking a look at how is it going. Yesterday's assets. We did kind of like a top 10 analysis on a couple of coins, so nothing that. And I see my camera is moved out of position. Let's see. All right, maybe that's going to be fixed, and I see why now. All right. There's my dog with his ball. All right, so let's get it. Let's take a look at what's going on in here. We also have Duping Bull. What's up, brother? How's it going? JR in the house. Also, let's get it. Let's take a look at how are we doing. Let's take a look at the charts. All right, so we have Bitcoin, the Bitcoin chart. This is where we left out a little bit of a warning thing. I have everything turned off because accidentally I update everything and that resets, reboots my setup. The only thing that was not reset was my market oracle. So let's use it along with the rest of my indicators. All right, so one of those is the fair value gap. So I'm looking for a retracement to that fair value gap. Let's wait for it to load. And it was basically right down there on this fair value gap right down below, or the one that we had turned on, if I'm not mistaken, it's this one. So this is a daily fair value gap. We also have a 50% retracement, and so far we're getting very close to that flip of the ribbon. If we take a look at a cleaner chart, let's go for that. Let me zoom in here and let's go to 30 minutes. We'll see that right here we have a trend line breakout. All right, I know this might sound not too fair, and I understand it completely. I agree with you that I took a trade, and I mentioned I'm not going to be taking a short on Bitcoin until I see trendline breakout. So I did decide to go in within a lower time frame, just so you know. And guess what? We have the trendline breakout, we have the retracement up, and then we're coming back down. And at this point, I'm looking for either a continuation for getting a higher high and a higher low. Why? Because right now, we have a secondary trend line on the 30 minutes, right? I know it's a trend line mess, but that is the same thing that we're looking for. Or the best case scenario for myself, that would be a flip of the ribbon at the zero line, so a zero line rejection, and that would most likely take out, or sorry, get all the way to that trend line, and then take out the dynamic reactor and going to find that fair value gap. Maybe, just maybe, we get a bounce in there, but we'll still need to wait for it. If you haven't opened up a short, that's fine, just give it some time. I believe that you're gonna have a secondary opportunity either here or here for that short. If we go to the 4 hours, so let me clear this up. Perfect, let's go to the 4 hours. Well, right here you see that we're starting to get that bearish trend line. Remember, right here we already have broken of that trend line. So technically speaking, on the 4 hour, I need to put down a lower low, which technically I have, because look at this low. Now we have a meaningful low. All right, so I either go a little bit lower, which I don't really care, right, or I go a little bit lower. All right, so regardless what happens, I'm still looking for a pivot down. All right, whether it's down there like this, or going forward, or be going higher and downwards. So it doesn't matter how it plays out, but remember right now we are a little bit more bearish. We're looking for something along those lines. Hopefully we are able to hold somewhere around 92 to 94, 95, somewhere around this ballpark. And if we're able to bounce out of that, I would call it just this fair value gap, which is about 9300, 94. If we're able to bounce out of there and do an opposite, or I mean a higher low and a higher high, I think we are good to go for the continuation on this channel breakout. Which channel breakout? Let's go and paint it for you like this. So we have this channel breakout. So we have the breakout going for the retest and a continuation. So far, as always, we need to be careful in these areas. Nonetheless, this is the path that I'm following. All right, let's take a look at who else is in the house here. We have offshore a couple of other things, like for example TIA, TIA. So TIA is getting to our entry zone. We haven't had the flip of the ribbon. This is getting exciting. All right, is it gonna be a flip of the ribbon? Are we gonna jump in for that long at the support area? Look at that teeny itty bitty tiny, very skinny dynamic reactor. Is it gonna hold? Is it not gonna hold? Our entry point is being moving upwards, so I'm gonna be calling out a move upwards to entry here. And remember, 1/4 of an entry right here, and then 1/4 of an entry right there, right here downwards. All right, at 0.50. So we are at nothing to jump into that trade. So keep your eyes open, and we'll see how that goes. We also have just now, or not just now, but the other day, we have an alert of Link and Pingu. Let's take a look at Link, and guess what? Perfect. We hit that trend line that we were looking for, the support area. All right. We have not yet had the flip of the ribbon, guys. We're just waiting for that flip of the ribbon everywhere. All right. And I'm going to be moving this a little bit lower. And this is where I, in most of the cases, bring up my indicators. But remember, at this point, my indicators are a little messed up. All right, so let me just bring this up. Let's see. Yep, they're not configured at all. And, well, too bad for me. Let me see if I can bring these other ones. Oh, no, no, no. These ones are doing great. Look at that. Version 3.6, 3.6. Oh, no, they're all 3.6. Yeah, they're not configured properly. I will have to go ahead and configure them today. Nonetheless, let's use whatever I already have. The Gauss trend line, for example. We have already this trend line. Look at this one. It's a little separated from the curvature. Look at this huge curvature, and our trend line is all the way there. Usually that means that we're going to be making a little bit of a range. All right. So look at that. The curvature and then the trend line usually means that we are going to be making a little bit of a range, all right? So I believe that exactly that's what is going to happen. So we keep looking for that flip of the ribbon with a continuation. So still not there yet. We're very, 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 very close, but we're not there yet, right? Grabbing it by the nails. All right. This is a little more what I was expecting, right? We have that range line. We have, look at that curvature. We already have broken the trend line. We're looking for that retracement. We're piercing back below this. And again, looking for that flip of the ribbon. Entry point a little bit lower at 0. Let's go for 0.11, a little bit higher. Right there, 0.01166. Let's add that alert. That's gonna be almost a confirmed entry, and I believe that we're gonna have that little bit more of a movement, and we could be having also a higher low here. Hopefully that plays out. That'll be fantastic, and we have a continuation. All right, let's take a look at Dogecoin. Well, look at that. We have that rejection. Perfect. And we're looking for this is a no trading zone so far for me, and we're making that dead cat bounce. Not only that, well, we're losing that zero line. We need to be very careful. This is almost a short. We need to put down a lower low, and that's gonna be basically defining our entry. Since our entry wasn't here and was too late, well then it is what it is, right? So let's go and take a look at ADA. ADA is basically up there, all right? Remember, danger, danger. This is a dangerous trade. Looking for that entry, looking for that flip of the ribbon. If you guys enter, I already have, just so you know, I already have entered in this trade. Be very careful. I would actually wait just a little bit more to see if we're going to have that breakout retest continuation. But right now, I'm stranded on this trade, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I say stranded just because it's the word I learned, right? But I don't want to give you the impression to be under the impression that I'm suffering this trade, right? So now really I understand the danger behind it and the area that I'm looking for a re-entry. All right. What's up, girl? Welcome, Gary, my friend. There in the chat. How's it going, brother? Welcome. All right, Adam. Perfect. I'm gonna be adding an alert line in here, and also another alert line right there. A little bit higher. Let's just push it up a slightly bit like that, just to fix it to this left area. Let's wait for the thing to actually come back online. I guess Starlink is just connected to another satellite or whatever. And yeah, perfect. We're still good. All right, great. So looking for that short on Cosmos. I hate to be looking for a short on Cosmos. I really like that freaking coin, but it's not really been playing out that great, is it? Let's go to daily. Let's double clicking here. And look at that, despite that horrible action. Come on, it's been fairly flat, isn't it? For the longest time ever. Let's go even to weekly. Weekly item. Well, yeah, I mean, come on, really? Not really. Not really something that I like to see. Alright. It is what it is, right? Let's take a look at a couple of other things. I mean, we're basically standing by on everything. XRP. Alright. There it is. We were looking for that possible entry here. Remember, that is a half of a position. We're looking again for that flip with ribbon. If you have not yet entered on this one, then it's time. Let's take a look at XLM. XLM, by the way, I haven't entered an XLM, looking for that flip with the ribbon. And this is what I usually tell you guys, right? We have the support zone, but then we're also looking for the flip of the ribbon. Let's bring out, for example, what else do I have in here? Let me minimize this, and I'm looking for, all right, the volume profile bar magnifier, right? And dynamics pro, not really, market. That's fine. Alright, so this is the very first line. We're going to be jumping in for a long at this point. We could, I mean, in just based on that indicator alone, I could. But look at that, we have another one. So let's do something. Why not? Let's take some action right now. Let's call this entry right now. Alright? My entry is going to be slightly different. Remember, I'm going to be entering right after the show. My stop loss is going to be just below the order block right here. All right. And this is going to be a, let's go for a full entry. Why not? Half of an entry. All right. Right there. And half of an entry right here. All right. Let's go for that one. Let me add a couple of alerts. Taking profits. TP number one is going to be somewhere around here. And the next taking and the next alert just as we get a secondary entry. So we have Alex. How's it going, Alex? Welcome. Great to have you guys. Great Crypto Squid. How's it going, my friend? Welcome. Great to have you here. Look for Crypto. How's it going, brother? Great to have you. Great. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate you. And by the way, click that like button if you haven't. It's free. I swear I don't bite. Always. Let's get it. All right. What else do we got? Let's go to HBAR and Jasmine. All right, HBAR already back at the entry point. Not really entry point. Remember, I got took out on a loss right there. It is what it is. Let's try to go for another one in here, right? And this is gonna be a really small long, and that's because look at the actual meaningful area, right? So why aren't we shorting this? Because my entry is not there yet, right? I think I could have that little push up and then continuation, right? And let's take a look at this trend line here. Look at that. So basically, I believe we could profit out of this movement, all right? So that's what I'm thinking. So going for a long, then going for a short in here, all right? So nonetheless, if we start making a little bit of a range, forget the long. Let's go for the short, all right? So just saying, very important. And let's actually add our alert setup in here. So alert as we jump in, alert taking profit zone, alert stop loss zone, and alert next entry zone. All right. So regardless how it plays, we are keep up to date. Let's take a look at BNB. Hi, what's up? Jared those things, DDT, how's it go? How's it going, my friend? Welcome. Great to have you, my friend. Welcome. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Well, I was expecting either a fallback. Remember, we planned for both case scenario like that, right? And one of those case scenario was either straight going downwards or breakout retest continuation. In that case, this would have been your entry and your short. All right, this is one of those things that did not play out on the on the very first one plan. All right, so that is fine. And right now we need to go for the next plan. All right, so we broke the trend line that we had. Perfect. That's why we had an alert. We're going for the next support area. Okay, and right now we're looking for that flip of the ribbon wherever that happens. I mean, it can be there or it can be even lower. All right. Nonetheless, we're still pretty bullish and then we're still trending. So we're going to be aiming for that long. In fact, I'm going to be changing ever so slightly my entry point or my entry alert. It seems like we have two. So let's go for another one right down here. And let's add this one at the previous stop right here, just in case we have an entry, double top and pattern, and then going lower. All right. Why is that? Because every other coin already have a either higher high or lower high in here. Most likely, I'm expecting to have some pullback on cryptos, right? Let's take a look at a couple of other stuff in here. Let's see what else we got. I think that would be it for right now. Let's do another top-down analysis on what we got in here. Let's take a look at Link. We already have gone through it. So basically waiting for the flip of the ribbon. All right. ADA, same stuff, waiting for that flip of the ribbon. In fact, danger. We should be already to a long position. Solana. Solana looking for that short, by the way. Pretty good one. We are right now in profits. Something important is that I'm thinking of closing this short. And that is because we are, bouncing off, but Solana has no double top, has no bearish structure. It's still just up only. Not only that, if we take a look at here, we have a trend line, and guess what's coming? So time is clicking. I don't know if we're gonna be making a good profit out of this short. So let's call this out, right? So move stop to entry if you got it, and leave it open. I would actually take, I don't know, 50% out there or something along those lines. Let's keep that as a Valhalla trade, right? And add this one in here. So I'm losing a little confidence. I'm still not gonna close everything, right? So let's go for that one. Let's take a look at a couple of other stuff in here. We have, I believe that I gave a entry on sushi. Sushi was very low below. Let me see. Nonetheless, let's take a look at Sui. Sui making a range, losing the oscillator. All right, so not bullish anymore. All right, so we're gonna be looking for that support zone. If we can hold that support zone and we have a flip of the ribbon and break back at zero, above zero, let's get it, we long it. If not, we're gonna be head switching, all right? So somewhere around there, you stop loss right below here, previous high, and if not, let's go for a short as we have a lower high, and then that one's gonna be, it's looking juicy. All right. So let's add our alerts so we don't miss the entries. Add an alert because first I'm looking for that low, and then just in case it starts breaking the previous high, a break of the structure high. What else we got in here? Dash already have popped up. We already have gone through Ethereum, haven't we? No, we haven't. Curious. All right. So what's up with Ethereum? Oh yeah, we have. Looking for that flip of the ribbon. Yeah, we have. Perfect. What else are we looking at? Let's go for that sushi. NQ, perfect, absolutely. Let's do NQ. Well, sushi, we're looking for that flip of the ribbon. My entry is not in this segment, so let's just wait for this. All right, perfect. And as you can see, we're almost right there. So we either jump in there or right down here, right? We need to be very careful. We're looking again for the flip of the ribbon. Most likely that's going to happen here. And I'm looking for a higher low. And that is because of this huge fair value gap that we have. But also, where is it? It's right here. We should have another order block somewhere around. There we go. I was looking at here, but no, right there. Same area, different location, right? So I'm looking for something along these lines. So top down, so we can do a little bit of a long and then a further move to the downside. All right. So sushi, this is the call that I mentioned. Perfect. Let's go one way. Let's do NQ. Why not? NQ crypto, right? Of course not. I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, my friend. I'm kidding. All right. Let's get it. NQ. And you mentioned the 1 hour. Let me just shut this down for a second. Right. Let's do 1 hour. And the 1 hour, it's looking meh. Because we're in a huge range. And we can see top, bottom, top, most likely bottom. And this is looking a little bearish. Yes, look at that. We're looking a little bearish. So this is the deal. Let's use the regression trend. All right. And let's mark from here to there. I'm going to give you an upwards range. And then also let's mark it. Breakout. And dude, this is actually looking better. All right. Like that. We have a bigger range. But you know what? I'm not going to be looking at that. What I really have to look at is this. Alright, I'm not grabbing the very bottom here because it's going to be skipping a couple of things, which is fine. But I'd rather go for this other area right here, this push. And go for this one, and basically that one. Alright? We have a sell signal here, or a sell out signal. Your entry is at the same area where your sell out signal is, somewhere around here. With the flip of the ribbon, your short entry already gone. We have a tiny itty bitty order blocking here, so do wait for something like that. I think we're gonna get a breakout to the downside. All right. So nonetheless, let me see if I can bring anything else in here. Nonetheless, keep an eye. I mean, right now we're not at the top or at the bottom, so we are not supposed to open up a long or a short either way. You short the top, you long the bottom, right? So that's what we're doing here. That's what we're going to be doing up there, right? You need a stop loss. I mean, you do need a stop loss regardless of what you do, right? For that, let's actually go for this other trend line that I see. Okay, and that will be it. And that's going to be giving you your next possible target. So bouncing up, bouncing down, next target zone. And that will be basically what I see. If you see a breakout, for example, like that, this is going to be your next entry. And I know it's at the center of the trade, but look for that continuation upwards. All right. So that's what I got so far on NQ. Let's actually, why not add a little bit of that alerts that I really like. Remember to always add your alerts. So let's add that alert. Great. Let's add this alert. Remember to tag me, guys, at Piper Academy, so I don't miss your suggestions. So if you have a suggestion right before or after NQ, please let me know. Right? I remember at Piper Academy in the chat. Let me see. Do we have anything? Not really. All right. Have trailing stop loss and hey, what? Have trailing stop loss and shoot 25,700. Let's see, 25,700. Basically right now. All right. VWAP 3 minutes. You're talking about VWAP? Oh, parachute. Oh, got it. Yeah, well, pretty close to the same area. Pretty close to the same area. Nice, love it. Let's take a look at the 3 minutes. Why not? NQ 3 minutes. Mud should be very. Oh, all right. Not quite there yet. You're talking about the VWAP, so I guess you are also you should be the other gang, right? We have the breakout. We have also a higher low in here, but we have a lot of order blocks right down there. We have a lot of liquidity. So I believe that we could be going for something like that, right? So where did you jump in here? Oh, not at the top, bro. Like at least we need, you know, like a kind of pattern like this, you see, for a further continuation. But yeah, I mean, it could be going up and then back down. But I will be looking for that area right down there to be reached because of the liquidity being there. Absolutely, the gang in the house. Welcome, guys. Really appreciate you. All right, let's see what else. Should we be doing some metals or some forex? There's been a long time since I don't do forex. Let me know. I see Netflix in here. Let's take a look at Netflix. Why not? All right, Netflix. Let's go for the 4 hours. Oh, look at that, Netflix. Yeah, not even Stranger Things is gonna save you from this, bro. I'm just kidding. All right. Here's the thing: we are getting closer to a big support. All right, we are almost there yet, right? But also the big support. It's right down there. We're gonna be trying to hunt that bottom. So I'm gonna be waiting for breakout structure, right? This little pattern, I don't know, string color pattern, double bottoms, some stuff like that, right? And I'm gonna be, first of all, give myself a little bit of threshold in here, just a little bit, so ever so slightly. So I'm gonna move it, there it is. I'm gonna lock it at an alert, and then I'm gonna start dropping my very first warning alert for support, my next adding alert for another support, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna be waiting for it to be taken. I'm not gonna be shorting this part. First, I don't have the ability right now at this moment, so you will not be seeing me short stocks at this moment, right? And I don't think that I'm gonna be doing that within 6 months. But let's be clear about that, all right? When I mention a short on a stock, sadly, I'm not gonna be able to follow along. Stuff, all right? Stuff. I'll tell you later once I'm in the clear, right? But other than that, I can long stocks, and I can hold, quote unquote, hold stocks, all right? So yeah, that's the thing. Let's take a look at a couple of other things. I see TRX. Ooh, look at that, baby. All right. This is like a rounded bottom, just like a rounded top. It's going parabolic, all right? We are pretty freaking bullish in here, and we're getting closer to our resistance. Great. I cannot really draw a trend line here because I would need multiple trend lines because this is a parabolic trend. And remember, going parabolic, it's basically almost a continuation until we start breaking the setup. So I'm going to be looking for something like this and a possible long, right? Or if I start breaking out, some structure in here. So what I'm going to be going for here is, first of all, I want to look at, let's bring up a couple of things. Let's see if I can add some order blocks or liquidity zones, and I want to see if I have anything in between. And, well, all right, VRVP, perfect. Dude, I love this. Since I updated this thing and it doesn't have my configuration, I just turn off things and let them surprise me. Love it. All right, smart money entry right down here. All right, perfect. Makes sense to go hit the support band. We have a liquidity zone right a little bit lower. So, I mean, we are right on either continuation or reversal. I know. I mean, either it goes up or down, right? I know. That's starting for you guys. We need to wait for the result. So what are we looking for that result? Just in case you are new. Flip of the ribbon at the top, all right, for a reversal. And then if we're able to have a flip of the ribbon at the bottom, all right, flip of the ribbon at the bottom, look at that. Flip of the ribbon at the bottom, look at that. Flip up the ribbon at the bottom, look at that. Right, we're going for a long. And if we don't have a flip of the ribbon at the bottom and then we start piercing through, look at that. Breakout, retest your entry for a short, and then you short it. Same thing goes in here. All right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you see this, most likely you're gonna do something like that. All right, so I believe that that's pretty clear. Let's add our alerts. I want to trade TRX. Lately, I've been liking TRX much better, and it's not because it's going higher. It's because of its chain and quote-unquote privacy, quote-unquote. All right, clicking OK, and that it's going to be it. Let me add just some backup alerts and a possible break of structure. Alrighty. Alright, so we have been doing this for 30 minutes. Sadly, everything is on the wait, so trading is waiting. I know. I know. But let's see how we do. We still have the weekend. We still have tomorrow. Just so you know, tomorrow I'm going to be a little distracted. It's my last day of work and also one day before my wedding. So I'm going to try to keep it also short, straight to the point, right? And I'm gonna let you know when I start closing my short on Bitcoin, all right? Because I'm thinking of head switching Bitcoin, just so you know. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Really appreciate you, all of you guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for your suggestions. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. And have a great rest of your day. And I can't find my outro. Ah, here it is.